Heyo, another crazy video from the Angry Photographer here. Thank you all for so much support you've been giving me and saying how helpful I've been in making decisions and I've saved you money. That's awesome, and it really makes me happy to hear that. And you know, some of you have been incredible. I mean, you said some really awesome stuff, and you know, my pathetic, worthless ass is undeserving of such high compliments, and I don't know what to say except thank you all. You know, some of you said some amazing stuff. I mean, you're like, honey, you know, I'm learning more from this tattooed weirdo on YouTube than I have from 4 years of reading that expensive photography magazine. I don't like him. He's weird. He seems kind of creepy. We're going to talk about lens breathing. What it has to do with the sucking crap into your camera. Short little video, obviously. What are we referring to in lens breathing? Some of the push-pulls like this. What happens is it actually creates a vacuum on the back of this lens, like the 35 to 70. You see the rear element moving in and out. And you'll notice there is not a rubber ring around here which butts up against the bayonet mount of your camera, which when your lens breathes, now lenses, depending on the type of construction, they either breathe from the front or the back or both or neither, depending on the construction of the lens. But this push-pull breathes from the rear. You know, stop acting weird. You're creeping me out. There's on all the newer Nikkor lenses, like the insanely expensive $1,900 24 to 14 to 24. Here breathes from its front element. As you can see, what that does is it sucks in dust in the front elements. That can't be corrected here on this lens, but you can see what we have here. And on modern Nikkors, there's a rubber ring around here, and that butts up against the bayonet mount of your camera. And what that does, it's a premise. You see this one breathes from the front and the rear. What that does is it keeps dust and shit being sucked into your light box of your camera. And that's what it's there for. Some people think, well, that's a light barrier. No, it's not a light barrier. So that is what lens breathing is, and that is why you need to watch either on this next video or the next coming video. I'm going to talk about some important stuff to do so you're not getting shit inside your camera, and it's going to be something that you probably not thought of, and I know you haven't read about, and there's no other YouTube video about, which kind of blows my fucking mind, frankly. But you need to watch that about something to watch in your lenses. I kind of covered it briefly before. So yes, this is what we're talking about when a lens is breathing. Okay? Which, by the way, here's an interesting fact. The ancient word for breath in Sanskrit, Atman or Atan in the ancient and Indo-Aryan Prakrit, which is pre-Sanskrit, which I translate. That same ancient 4,000-year-old term Atan, or in Sanskrit Atman, we also use in English, as in atmosphere or atmospheric, referring to the breath, i.e. the breath of life. You stop breathing, you're dead. They refer to the soul, or the Atman, or in ancient Prakrit, Atan, like Atahi Tananati Kohinatu Parasiya, or Atta Sarana Nana Sarana. The soul is a refuge with none other as a refuge. The ancient term we still use today in English, all the way back from ancient India. The word for breath or air, like atmospheric, or atmosphere, having to do with air and stuff blowing, you know, i.e. the breath or the animus of life. Yeah, that had nothing to do with lenses, but I thought you would think that's fascinating. You know, how stuff from 6,000 years ago is carried into modern day English. You know, the ancient word for the soul or the breath, not literally the breath, but the breath of animation, or the animus, i.e. the soul, we have in our current day English. There are also some ancient Egyptian terms like that, but I'm making videos about lenses and photography, so you don't want to hear that boring shit. Stop talking about that boring shit. I just watch these videos for the lens shit. You know, I don't want to be educated. Whatever. Anyway, that's what lens breathing is, and something you need to watch. Talk about atmospheric conditions, or like if you're in a dusty place, so you're out in the desert, you need to probably recognize if the back of your lens has a rubber gasket on or not. You need to recognize about the shit being sucked into your camera, because once you get sucked into your light box, and it's eventually very quickly going to make its way to your sensor. Alright, yep, okay. There's another video. If you like it, you can drop me a note, you know, and tell me what to do or where to stick it, or you can give it a compliment, you know, whatever turns you on and floats your boat. And I'm going to be making a bunch more videos tonight because I'm amped up on caffeine. No drugs, okay? I don't do drugs. I'm amped up on caffeine, so I got a bunch more videos to make. Yeah! Alright, and I hope to be helpful. I like being useful, and I like saving you money. And I like, you know, life is kind of short, and I like giving quick tips so someone can go boom, 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 boom. Hey, I learned more from that tattooed asshole in 30 minutes than I learned from years of reading that expensive photo magazine. You know, that's what I like. I appreciate those compliments, but, you know, don't give me unnecessary compliments, but they sure are nice. You know, I'm glad to help people out, and I could do something useful to help somebody. So thanks for watching, and more videos to come, educational, informational stuff, and no more boring bullshit talk about ancient Sanskrit, which has nothing to do with photography whatsoever. Alright? Right.